Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Keith with Craps TX. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, before we get started, if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up for us. Subscribe if you have not yet, and hit that bell for notifications. That way you'll be notified when a new video comes out. So today we are congratulating Casino Steve. Casino Steve Gambles. That's his banner right down there. He just passed the 2,000 sub mark. Congratulations, Steve. Great channel. Go subscribe to him if you have not yet. Gets out there and plays some bubble craps, both in his home state of Oklahoma and also travels a little bit. Recently just took a trip to Vegas, I believe. So yeah, go check him out. He runs a lot of other people's strategies, plus puts his own spin on those strategies as well. Kind of like the way the rest of us do. So congratulations, Steve, on 2,000 subscribers. By the time this comes out on Thursday, you'll probably be about 2,200 or so, maybe even more than that. But yeah, did want to recognize that milestone. And today we are going to run one of his more popular strategies that he's just recently run. And it's my favorite. Well, not my favorite, but one of my favorites because it's got Texas in it. It's the Texas two-step. So we're going to get to that right after this. First of all, I'd like to thank my two partners, pokerchipmania.com right there. Small business. They carry everything you need to get that real home casino feel. They have clay chips. They've got ceramic chips, casino grade chips, and also these composite striped dice chips that I use here on my table. They've also got the 19 millimeter dice. They've got chip racks. They have the storage cases for those chip racks. And they've also got some other home casino supplies, for poker, blackjack, and roulette. They're super responsive. They're easy to work with. They can even handle some custom orders if you just give them a call or email, and they'll get back to you and let you know if they can do that. And also, one of the best things about this is that for my viewers, they are giving us 10% off if you use that code right down at the bottom of that banner, CrapsTX10 at checkout, and get 10% off your entire order. That's pokerchipmania.com. Upgrade your game room with some quality gear. All right, next up we have gripmats.etsy.com, another friend of the channel. That's the makers of this deluxe craps mat that I use right here. They can also do custom orders. I've got my logo down there in the corner, and we'll get that. We're going to get this thing widened out a little bit to where we can see the rest of the craps mat here. But they also have mats for poker, blackjack, and baccarat, plus a huge lineup of themed and licensed designs from Dune, Star Wars, DC, Marvel, Hero Quest, and Lord of the Rings. They can also make some home type games like chess, checkers, and backgammon. They also make desk mats for your home desk or your office. They have wood pattern mats. They can do custom shapes, and they also have travel and storage options for your mats. They're super resilient and water resistant. If you just spill a little water on there, they bead right up, and you can wipe them clean with a microfiber cloth. Also, a small business and a friend of the channel, they run rotating percentage off sales. Go check them out. They're great about custom orders as well. That is gripmats.etsy.com. Quality mats that stay flat, grip the table, and hold up over time. All right, so like I said in the beginning, we are congratulating Steve Casino Steve. Of course, his name is Steve, but yeah, his channel is Casino Steve, and the handle on there is @Casino Steve Gambles. Go check him out if you have not subscribed to him yet. We are going to run his one of his more recent videos, the strategy he ran in there called the Texas two-step. Now, he did it on a bubble craps machine, so he was playing like $40 inside, and they would press up a little bit and then regress. Or I'm sorry. No. Well, we'll play it here in just a minute. We'll see. Actually, I think he was playing 60 inside and then regressed down to 40. That's what he was doing. But we're going to do it for a $5 table, but we are going to place, some higher numbers on the inside here. First of all, let's get the money out of the way. We got $600 here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 100 in red is 6. Let's see. We are going to get started. We're not going to be the shooter in this, but what we're going to do is wait for a point to be set. And then we are going to play 66 inside. We're going to wait for 2 hits, the Texas two-step. And we're also going to play 10 on the 4 and 10. So that'll be 86 all the way across. And after 2 hits, we're going to regress down to 44 inside. And then at that point, you can kind of press and do whatever you want. You can play the field a little bit. That's kind of what he was doing in his video. Just kind of at your pleasure, whatever you want to do after you get those 2 hits for the Texas two-step. All right, so let's get started here. We'll get us a set of dice and get rolling. Dice are out. There's a 2x4 6. All right, 6 will be our point on the Texas two-step. We're going to throw out $66, actually 86 altogether. So let's just go ahead and throw out, there's 90. We'll get 4 in change. And then we'll get our 86 set up across here. So 66 inside and then 10 each on the 4 and 10. We'll go ahead and take care of those real quick. And then get our 66 inside. That is 15 on each of these numbers. And then you cap the 6 and 8 off with $3 each. This makes that 18. Now, here comes the hard part. We are looking for 2 hits for the Texas two-step. There is a 549. That is hit number 1. 15 is going to pay 21. Now, we didn't collect, or he didn't collect on this, and so we're not going to either. What he did was press up the 10 and the 4. So those are now both up to 20. He didn't move them to a, well, he might have moved them to a buy. They may have already been on a buy. You can kind of do that on bubble craps. So we are buying the 4 and 10. That just means we pay a vig to get 2-to-1 odds if we should hit those. And we're not going to get our second hit in the Texas two-step. So we are going to be in the hole to start. We'll take all this off the board and get set up for shooter number 2. And if you don't mind, hit that thumbs up while we're waiting here. Thumbs up for Casino Steve as well. He is past the 2,000 sub mark. Excuse me. Note to self, don't film right after you eat dinner. All right, so let's go ahead and wait for a point to be set. Dice are out. There is a 6 for 10. 10 will be our point. And again, we'll do the 86 across, which is 66 inside, and then 10 each on the 4 and 10. So there is 90. Actually, we can do 75, 85, 86. There we go. All right. There is 10 each on the 4 and 10. That's the easy part. And then 15 on all of these. Whoa. Always tend to get 1 extra on that. All right. So there we go. 66 inside, 10 and 10. So 86 across. 2 hits on the Texas two-step. There we go. There's our first hit. Hard 6. 18 will pay 21. And just like last time, we're not going to collect. So we'll take that $1 back with us. But we're going to say, dealer, please press my 4 and 10 up to 20 each. I'd like to buy the 4 and 10. And we're going to look for 1 more hit, please. Dice are out. There it is. 15 will pay 21. And this is the point where we regress. We have our 2 hits on our Texas two-step. Dealer, take me down to 44 inside. So all this is going to come down. Actually, these are just 1 unit each that you're going to lose here. You're going from 66 down to 44. Easier said than done. All right. And while we got this stack here, we'll go ahead and color those up. There's 1, 2, and 3. That is $75. So we'll get 3 green. And we are putting 84 or 83. Should have been 84. Yeah, we forgot to take $1 off. No, we didn't. Okay, well, I don't know. Oh, we had that other dollar over there. Okay, so that is $84, and we were 86, so we're in for $2 right now. All right, so now we can kind of really do whatever you want. There is aces. One thing he did was play the field, and right there, that would have helped us out. But let's see if we can't get a hit while we got 44 down here. There's a 6-5 yo, another field number. Nice out. Playing the Texas two-step, and there is a 4-3-7 out. Well, at least we got to get most of our money back on that shooter. We got 84 out of the $86 back, so not too bad. Congrats once again to Steve over at Casino Steve. Go check him out. Very entertaining. Great thumbnails. Steve, please keep that up. That is always one of the highlights when those new thumbnails pop up. I'm trying to compete, get some neat thumbnails out there too. Thank you to AI for a lot of us that are using that for our thumbnails. There is a 314. 4 will be our point. And again, $86 out for the Texas two-step. Hopefully you know what it is by now. There's 75, 85, 86. So basically 66 inside and then 10 each on the 4 and 10 to start. Get this set up here. Just talk amongst yourselves while we're doing that. Should be like a bowling alley where you just sweep it clean and then the next set comes down. Somebody needs to do that. Nice out. All right, there's a 538 Texas two-step. That means we're looking for 2 hits. There is our first one. 8 is going to pay, or 18 on there is going to pay 21. Dealer, please press my 4 and 10 up to 10 each, or 20 each rather. I'm going to buy the 4 and 10. I'll take that $1 back because I ain't no dollar back. There is a 325. That is our second hit of the Texas two-step. So again, we're going to do that regression to where we're only in it for, not so soon, we'll only be in it for $2. So let's go ahead and take the 4 and the 10 all the way down. We'll take 1 unit each of all the inside numbers. That will take us down to 44 inside. And while we got them out here, we're going to go ahead and color those up with 1, 2, and 3 stacks of 5. That is 75. So that'll be 3 green. And that's 83 back to the rack. And we got that other single out there. So that's 84 out of the original 86. Now let's get a few hits, please. 314. Now we got that 4, of course, when we don't have anything on it, but we've got a point. So let's go ahead and get another point set. Our bets are off. There is ace deuce. I don't know why I'm about to turn the puck over. That is a horn number or also a field number and a craps number. 415. All right, 5 is going to be our point. And now we can kind of do whatever we want. But again, let's see if we can't get over that $84 to get past the 86 that we originally put in. There's a 314, nothing there. Nice out. And a 415. All right, so point hit. But we did get a little bit of money back. So that 10 is going to pay 14, I believe. Yes. It's been a while since I played $10. Or what they'll do is they'll say, hey, throw me $1. And then they'll give you a straight up 15. That way you're just red chips only. All right, and with that, we're going to say I'd like to grab the 4 for $5, and then we'll go ahead and collect that 10. All right, so bets are off, puck is off. Looking for a new point. Texas two-step, seen on Casino Steve's channel. There is a hard 6, so 6 is going to be our new point. Now everything is back on, and immediately we are done. 5-2, and you're through. Shoo, get the way out of here. All right. Let's go ahead and get set up one more time. We'll do a couple more shooters. It's fairly straightforward strategy. Again, you can kind of set it up for whatever dollar level that you're playing, whether you're playing bubble craps or a $5, $10, $15, $25 table. You just got to do the math, go up, go down. Let's see. Let's get us a new set of dice. And we'll take the 6, 2, 8 right there, and we'll look for a new point. We're coming out. Dice are out. There's a 6, 5, 11. Dice out. And a 6, 3, 9. 9 will be our point. You know the drill. Throw out $86 here and get set up across. There is 10 there. We'll do that. 10 there, and then let's get these inside numbers with 66. 1, 2, 3. So just is probably like a step above a starter strategy, kind of more of an intermediate type thing. Nice out. We're looking for 2 hits in our Texas two-step, 2x4, 6. You know, like a starting or a beginning strategy, kind of like I did on my Monday video. Just playing the 6 or the 8 or the pass line. This one, we're actually playing all the box numbers and looking for a couple of hits. So you're kind of taking a chance, hoping that you get those hits, and then you can regress down. All right, so that 6 is going to pay 21. Dealer, press my 4 and 10 up to 20 each. I'd like to buy those, please. And that will get done. And we're looking for one more hit to complete the two-step. There we go, 5, 4, 9. So point hit and our second hit on the Texas two-step. That is going to pay $21. Dealer, take me down to 44 inside. Make sure you take care of your dealers because they are going to be doing a lot of work for you as you're doing this. Of course, you know, it takes a while for the dice to go around the table. So it's not going to be going as quick as, you know, we're doing on this video. And we're coloring up once again. There's $75. And we'll get 3 green and put 83 back in the rack. And we got 84 total. We put 86 out to start. We're down to 44 inside. We're looking for a new point coming out. 639. The new point is the old point. All right, so now again we can kind of do whatever we want, but let's see if we can't make that $2 back to get in profit. And of course not. 5-2, and we're done. Well, at least we're getting to learn how to set up the strategy. We're not learning how to collect a whole lot, but we're learning how to set it up. So let's see if we can't get at least 1 or 2 more shooters in here and get one that gets on a roll, on a hot streak. I don't know why I just threw 2 dice out there. I need to get all 5 and pick a couple. There's a 5, 3, 8. We'll take that. All right. Well, going backwards there. We're coming out. We're looking for a point on the Texas 2-step. Dice are out. 3, 2, 5. If you haven't figured it out, it's called 2-step because we need 2 hits before we regress. There is 10 each. I don't know why I'm doing that with this money. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. All right. Slow it down, Keith. There is 85 and 86. All right, so now we can get it set up. There's $10 on the 4, and then we'll fill out the rest here. $10 on the 10. And let's get our 66 inside. And I guess you really don't have to play the 4 and 10 if you didn't want to. I mean, it makes it, you know, a little easier to get those first 2 hits, but you are more at risk with more money out on the table. All right, let's see if we can get 2 hits in the Texas 2-step. There's a 639. That is hit number 1 or step number 1. 15 will pay 21. Dealer, I'd like to press my 4 and 10 up by $10 each and buy them at the $20 level. Dice out. And 6 or hard 6. So that is our second hit. And I think we all know how this goes. Dealer, take me down to $44, please. So all of this will come down, 1 each on these. All right, and then while we're here, we'll color up. I think we know it's $75 already. Let's just make sure we get them right. 5, 5, and 5. And we'll get 3 green back. And then we've got $83 plus the $1 over here. That's 84. So we are $2 into this hand, and we still have $44 on the table. Dice out. 6, 4, 10. Of course, we're going to hit those holes once we pull down a little bit there and regress. There's a 6, 5, yo, 11. Now, one thing he did was play the field every once in a while. Let's throw a nickel out in the field. That's going to put us, what, $91 down now? And a 5, 3, 8. Of course, we hit an 8. That is a no field 8, so we're going to lose that. 14 is going to pay, 12 is going to pay 14. I always do that. Or we do 15 for 1. Let's throw in $1. And the dealer will give you 15. Dealer would like to pick up my 10 for $5. Remember, we are at a $5 table, even though we are starting out at a higher bet amount. Dice out. And a 5, 2, 7. Man, we cannot get past this regression. We're going to give it one more shooter. One more time. All right. Don't make me sing because you don't want to hear that. Ain't trying to hear that, you see. All right. So now let's go ahead. Yeah, we're right around the 20-minute mark, 19-minute mark, somewhere around there. 5, 3, 8. We'll take that. And it gets set up. We are coming out looking for a point on the Texas 2-step. Again, we are not the shooter. We are just waiting for a point to be set. Hard 8. That is going to be our point. And again, with the $86 out. Set me up 66 inside and 10 each on the 4 and 10, please, dealer. Dealer. I want to turn into Kermit sometime. There we go. Too much Sesame Street when I was a kid. It's not a bad thing, though. Okay, so we got 66 inside and 10 each on the 4 and 10. That's 86 across. We are looking for 2 hits in the Texas 2-step. Dice out. 6, 2, 8. Man, I thought that was the bad number for a minute. That is our first hit, and the puck will go off because that is point hit. That is $21. And dealer, please, I'd like to buy my 10 and 4 for 20. So we're going to put $10 each on those and $1 back to the rack. Bets are off. Puck is off. We're going to look for a new point coming out. Same shooter. Hard 6. 6 will be our point. And we are ready to go. We're looking for one more hit in the Texas two-step. We got hit number 1, and there it is. Hit number 2. How far can we get this time? 15 is going to pay 21. Dealer, take me down to 44. So all of this comes down, 1 each on these. Repetition gets the point across, right? Well, we're getting a lot of repetition here. I'll tell you what. All right, let's see. We get 5, 5, and 5 for 75. And let's go ahead and just make a mess anyway. As neatly as I tried to keep those stacked. And there's 75. So we have, what do we do here? Oh, we took one too many. I was going to say, we got one extra off there. So that's 83 plus the one we have over there, 84. We were 86 in. So we're $2 in now. 6 to 8. Hey, we got one hit at least. All right, 12 is going to pay 14, or we'll do 15 for 1. We'll throw in $1. And the dealer will give you 15. Dealer, I'd like to buy, or not buy, but I'd like to place 5 on the 10. And then we'll collect $10 back. So now we are ahead, and I'm still making a mess somehow. Nope, that was there. Okay, 6 to 8. So that is another hit. Okay, so basically at this point, once we go down to the 44, you can kind of do whatever you want. You can press and collect. You can collect, press. You know, you can just hard press, whatever you want to do. Full press, power press. 12 is going to pay 14. We're going to throw in $1, and it will give you 15 for 1. Let's go ahead and get that 4 now, and I'll go ahead and put $1 or 5 in the field, and then we'll collect a nickel. All right, so we are looking for just anything now, really. There is a 5-1-6 that is point hit. That is a no field 6, so we're going to lose that, but that is going to pay us back at 15 to 1 or 15 for 1, or let's go ahead and do this. That is going to pay $14. We'll take that 14 or out of that 14 and dealer press up my 6 and 8 by $6 each. So that will look just like that. And then we'll collect $2. So we're going to press up a little bit, take a little bit of a risk here and kind of go back up. I mean, we should be in a profit for this shooter at least. Dice out. I don't believe we are overall. 3, 2, 5. 5 is our new point. Bets are all back on again, and we are playing the Texas two-step. Dice out. 3, 2, 5. So buckshot. That is point right back, and 10 is going to pay 14. And this time we will do the 1. 15 for 1. We'll throw in $1. Dealer will give you 15, and what are we going to do now? Let's go ahead and get our 4 and 10 up to $10 each, and we'll collect a nickel. All right, bets are off. Puck is off. We're looking for a new point. Same shooter, 639. Casino Steve. Go check his channel out. That's where I found this strategy, the Texas two-step. Just crossed over to 2,000 subscribers. 6 to 8. All right, 18 is going to pay 21. Finally, there we go. Oh, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, because we came up from 44. I was like, wait a minute, we were already at 18. But no, okay, so there's 21. Again, you can kind of do anything you want. Let's take the 5 and 9 up by 5 each, and then we'll collect $11. Sounds good to me. Dice out. And a 3-1-4. Okay, finally, we get a hit on our 4, but we don't have it at the higher level where we'd like it. 10 is going to pay 18, or let's just do 20 for 2. So we'll throw in 2 to the dealer, and we'll get 20 in return, and that's all my red. All right, so yeah, now let's go up to, we're going to go ahead and just full press all the way up. 4 and 10 up to 20 each, and now we're buying those. That just means we get 2 to 1 odds for $1 vig. Every $20 you have to pay $1. There we go. All right, so dice are out. Same shooter. Hard 6. All right, that is going to hit that on the 18, so that is $21. I'm going to have to get some of these reds swapped in here. There's 5 for a quarter. So now I can pay myself $21. I guess I could have just threw in $4, right? Paid myself $25. Let's go ahead and press up that 6 and 8 again. We'll do that by $1 each. We'll put that back in our rack. We'll throw in $1 so we can make it even there. So we are at 24 each on the 6 and 8. You don't have to press both numbers up. You can just press the number that you hit. Honestly, you can press up whatever number you want, or you don't have to press it all. You can collect. Dice out. 437. Okay, so that's going to do it for that shooter. And we're going to go ahead and call it on the video here, the Texas two-step in celebration of Casino Steve crossing over into 2000, crossing over the 2000 mark with 2000 subscribers. An awesome achievement and very well deserved. A very entertaining channel and very entertaining gentleman. And he puts on a pretty good little show there with his different strategies that he runs, especially on his intros and his thumbnails. They are awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and go stack all this up, see where we're at, get the chips out, count the money, count the money, count the money. Monet. Tell me what movie that's from. I know some of you old timers will know. All right, so let's go ahead and color these up. I don't know why I separated that. All right, there's 5 and 5 and 5 more. That is 15. So there is that. Now let's color up the red. There's 5. 5, 5, and 5. That is 100. So we'll just go ahead and bypass the green and go straight for the black chip. Put that there. And now we'll color up our green chips. There's 4 and 4. That is a couple of hundred. So let's see where we ended up at. We started out with 600. Don't believe we made it, but we didn't lose a whole lot. There is 500, 50, and 5, 555. So for some time at the table and a lot of fun, we only lost $45 on the Texas two-step. So if we would have hung in there a little bit longer, we probably could have battled back and got into the profit, another couple of shooters or so, and we might have done fairly well. But let me know what you think down in the comments. And also, if you want to say anything to Steve, you can put it down in the comments here, or you can go to his channel, watch one of his videos, and comment on that and congratulate him on 2,000 subscribers. Steve, again, great accomplishment. Thank you very much. Entertaining channel. Really like watching your stuff, and every time it comes out, I try to watch it right away on your new videos. All right, so if you'd like to leave any other comments and you want to be anonymous, put it in that email right there, crapstx@gmail.com. I do respond. And if you'd like to say something to Steve there, I'll pass that along to him. What else? Let's thank our partners, pokerchipmania.com, right down there at the bottom with that discount code, crapstx10 at checkout. And also gripmats.etsy.com. Go check them out as well. They run percentage off discounts on a lot of their items. So thank you to those two partners. They're going to be involved in our giveaway whenever we get to 1,000 subscribers. So hopefully I can catch up to some of my favorite channels and get up there in that subscriber count, just like they are. Not envious or anything. I'm really happy for them, and I'm just trotting along here, man. I'm having fun. If I had 1 subscriber or 10,000 subscribers, I'd still be doing the same thing here. I'm learning the game, and I hope some of you guys are too, guys and gals. I'm learning from people out there with their content and trying to pass along my version of it. And yeah, we're having fun doing it all. So we're going to wrap it up there. This is CrapsTX. My name is Keith. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, Steve, congratulations. Great channel. Go check him out. Casino Steve. We'll see you later.